Sam, obviously, 0-2 is not how you want to start, but looking at the defense, and specifically your line through these first two games, what are you taking positively from the guys that you've been putting out there?
Well, positively is that I've been able to play a lot of guys, and there hasn't been much drop-off. I've seen some highs and lows throughout within each game, highs in the Penn State game and lows in the Penn State, same with the Northwestern game. And what we talk about constantly as a unit, regardless of the opponent, it's about us. We look back at that Penn State game, everyone wants to pat us on the back, but if we did some things differently, then the outcome would be a little differently. In Northwestern, it's the same thing. In our room alone on the defensive line, we could have done some things to change the outcome of that football game, and we didn't. So we learned from it, and there's a lot of games ahead of us. I've coached long enough to know that.
At defensive end, obviously you had Ron Thompson change, and you see in this game that he was able to bat a ball down, and get himself a little bit more involved. Where's he at right now as far as from where he started with you when he got moved to the defense to where he is on the defense now? I mean, do you feel he's really made leaps and bounds? Is there a long way to go? Or?
Well, there's a long way to go, but Ron has made a long way mentally. He had to get that mindset of playing defensive line. It's a little bit different, and I'm a little bit different to play for. And Ron has embraced it, truly has. And out there today running wind sprints, all of a sudden, first day Ron was really struggling in August, and now he was out there leading today. So I'm really proud of where he's come mentally. Physically, we have a long way to go. But the great thing about Ron is he sees it, admits it, and goes to work at it. So it's going to be a bright future with Ron.
I didn't get to ask you this before. So going into that first game with Penn State, Robert Welsh, getting that interception and seeing
I know that's your guy.
Yeah, and seeing him do what he did, not only get that interception, but to flip over, which, some wide receivers don't even like to do to fight to get in the end zone. What were you saying on the sideline when you saw him go after every single yard?
Well, I lost vision of him when he got too far away from me. I lost vision. I peeked up at the scoreboard and then there he was in midair. I was disappointed he didn't get in for Robert's sake, but I'm very proud of him and putting himself in position because it's due to Robert's hard work, and I'm proud of him, the position he's put himself in. We got to keep moving forward, though.
Robert Welsh, Micah Robinson, your two guys on the ends. Where are they at, and how important are they, how vital are they to the line for you right now? Because maybe they haven't had as many reps as other guys, but at least they've had the time out there and they've been in rotation. So they had experience coming into the season. Where do they stand in your leadership right now?
Well, they're critical in our defense in a lot of different ways. And leadership-wise in the room, they're intelligent football players. They've come a long way. They understand the language I'm talking in there, and they can help out the young kids. And they don't panic on the sideline. It's been great on the sidelines with those kids. That there's not ever a panic on them, and then whatever's next, coach, we're ready to go. So it's been great that way. But physically on the football field, they're in the right spot. And in our defense, that's critical. With all the different pressure and the different things we do, they know their job and they're getting it done the right way. So they'll make it hard for a guy like Ron Thompson who wants to play more and more and more. They're going to make it hard for Ron, but they also help Ron out a lot. So it's a good mix in our room.
Jay Bromley from Jamaica, New York, been through a lot in his life. To be where he is right now, what does he mean to this defense? Because obviously he's had a lot of experience. He's had his moments on the field, but he's had help from a lot of different guys depending on what year it is. Where he stands on his own, how important is he? Is he where you want him to be, or is he still in his final season, have a little bit of ways to go for you?
Well, I always tell Jay there's more work to do, but I did feel in the Northwestern game he played a little closer to his ability level.
Yeah.
He had a nice game there, despite some of the things that happened on defense. Jay was a solid shining point for us in there, and he will continue to be. Jay's his harshest critic. I'm sure by the time I'm done with this interview, he'll be up in the room watching practice by himself. And he's a quiet leader that I beg the other guys to watch. I'm very proud of Jay, and he'll be his harshest critic. So I'm not worried about Jay Bromley's progress. I'm pleased with it so far.
You've had to put your lineup against running quarterbacks before. You did it with Northwestern, and with Wagner, have a dual threat in and of itself. Where's this line at as far as being able to handle that? Because over the past few seasons, there's been ups and downs when it comes to trying to keep a guy from running out of the pocket. What can you say?
That's where we've been at, and that's the talk we had today, that we haven't been consistent assignment sound where we need to be. So I'm anxious to get to this Saturday and be a big test for us to be a assignment sound where we're supposed to be. And when we are, we're pretty doggone good. When we get a little undisciplined, lose focus, then the ball's out the gate with this new age running quarterbacks.
When there's a lot of interceptions going on the offensive end, does it put more pressure on your unit? Do you feel more pressure on the sideline when the defense is on so much and the offense having to come off in that switch?
No, this will all even out throughout the years. It's our job to put, when the ball goes down, we go out there and go play. That's what we tell you. Just put the ball down. And that's the mentality, and that's the way our kids have been great. And I thought that, despite the way things went on Saturday, they really didn't flinch on the sidelines, and we didn't get the stem switch fast enough. But I'm good with our kids, and our offense is going to get it going, and our defense sure as heck wasn't perfect getting the ball back. We went down and scored on offense, and we had a chance to get a 3 and out, and we let them off the hook. They're in a critical part of the game, so we got plenty to work on our side as well.
Scott Shafer, so far as a head coach, I mean, obviously you've been with him for a while on the defensive side. What can you say about him, and what's it like being in the locker room with his leadership and with what you're trying to accomplish? I mean, do you really want to play for a guy like this, try and get your guys to play for somebody like that?
It's been great. We had a great meeting on Sunday with the whole football program, and he did a tremendous job. And, nobody wanted this to be 0-2 for Scott's start and our start here, starting this year. But it is what it is right now, and our program will find a way to get better. And I'm anxious to see what Saturday in the future brings. Hopefully we learn from these lessons, and he has done a tremendous job. One of his great strengths is player management. And if you were in that team meeting Sunday, you would think we were to play anyone in the country the next day and do a hell of a job. So the kids are very excited. Who cares what I think? Those kids are excited. So.
And lastly, is your child an SU fan yet?
She is. She wears her SU orange. I don't know. We have to change that mojo up a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, Coach, as always.
Thanks.